first, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Scott Tombroek. I am an adult services librarian here at Natrona County Library, and I'm here to help you understand librarianship and what all goes into it.
So, how did you get into being a librarian?
It was a bit of kind of just changing like circumstances and a little bit of dumb luck. I had attended the University of Wyoming and graduated with a bachelor's in philosophy in 2018. And after that, had worked in law enforcement and as a para for a speech department up in North Dakota, and also as a fracking sand operator. So I'd kind of done a little bit of everything. And the fracking sand company closed its yard in Casper right before the pandemic hit. So I had gone to Australia for my brother's wedding at the beginning of March, and by the end of March, lockdowns were happening everywhere, and I was lucky to make it home. So after that, finding a job was difficult, and I was lucky enough to find a job at Commerce County Library in Douglas. And after 6 months working there, I decided to get my master's degree in library science from Pori State University, and this has just been kind of my chosen career ever since.
And so, how did you make that transition back to Natrona County?
After I had finished my MLS, I was working in circulation at Commerce County. I was there a year in Douglas, and then because I lived in Glen Rock, I just transitioned to the Glen Rock branch when that opened up. And after I'd gotten my master's, I wanted to use the degree as much as possible and really just, use that educational experience in a way that I couldn't just being at circulation in Commerce County. And this opportunity opened up, and I applied and been thankful to be here ever since.
And what does your day to day look like here at the library?
So my day is kind of divided into, I guess, three main areas. I work at the service desk helping people with their needs. Sometimes that's a little bit more involved with tech appointments, if people need more one-on-one help. But it could be anything ranging from needing help with their printer to notarial services if they need a notary. Another part of my day is back in my office planning for new events, new library programs, stuff engaging with the public that way. And then the other third of my job is in the creation station, teaching classes there. So those tend to be the three main areas. And so each day looks a little bit different depending on the day's needs. For example, this morning I helped set up the photos of the horses that are decorating the wall there. So it's never boring here. There's always something interesting to do or learn.
I mean, as a kid, did you ever think this was a career that you might go into?
Yeah, it's not so much as a kid. As a kid, I knew that I wanted to be in a more intellectual field. I knew that intellectual pursuits were more of what interested me versus, say, sports or something like that, although I do enjoy some sports. But as I was a undergraduate at the University of Wyoming, while I love and appreciate philosophy, I had concerns about just kind of meta philosophy, the future of the discipline, and whether or not I wanted to be in that discipline, like, try and pursue a PhD and do that sort of thing. And I elected not to. And so I had looked at libraries in the past, but I'm not going to lie, I was a bit, intimidated by getting a master's degree. I saw that as at the time, as a commitment that I didn't know if I was capable, I just didn't know if I was capable of making it. So because of that, I didn't pursue it right away, but then when an opportunity opened up, I went in that direction, and I love what I do. It's one of the greatest jobs in the world, in my opinion. So I'm very happy to be here to help people. Helping people is a big part of what I like to do. So finding answers or educating.
What is the best part of your job?
Helping people, for sure. It's not always easy to gauge how much of an impact you have on somebody's life. Some people come here when they need help finding, a job or with their LEAP applications. So I mean, you can really influence and shape people's lives in a way that you may not realize with the library. There's a lot of different areas where we as librarians help people that I think tends to go unnoticed. So helping people, educating them, helping them to achieve their own goals is kind of what I like to do, and that's probably the best part of the job, is that interaction.
So, libraries, obviously, the biggest thing is the books.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite genre?
Fantasy, typically. So I'm a big fan of authors like Robert Jordan, Brandon Sanderson, David Gemmell. So I do like science fiction as well. I've been trying to expand my horizon by reading some of the classics because, I read some in high school and the like, but it's been a while, so I've been reading some Hemingway not too long ago and stuff like that. So, just try and expand my horizons. I mean, there's more books than I have time to ever read, so I just try to appreciate a little in every genre if I can.
And so, with it being a new year, everybody's been sharing their goals. Do you have a goal for how many books you want to read this year?
Not necessarily a sheer quantity, just because sometimes life is more hectic than others. I'm currently reading through the fifth Stormlight Archive novel, Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson, and it's a little over 1,200 pages, I believe. It's about 493,000 words, so it's a tome. It's a very heavy book to lug around when you're going on your lunch break or something like that. Other than that, my to be read list is huge, and so there's definitely titles I could chip away there. But I'm not really aiming for a number of books. It's just, happy little accident if it's a high number, I suppose. So yeah.
And if you had to pick one thing, what would you want readers to know about? Like, what is the coolest thing in the library or the most interesting?
I mean, some of the coolest things we offer are just the educational opportunities, both in terms of creative education in the Creation Station, but also just everything we offer in the stacks and with the library personnel here. We've got a great staff, and they are very helpful and very knowledgeable. And so it's one of those sort of things that if you are looking to develop yourself as a person and to learn and grow, we have so many resources, both digitally and in physical materials, that, there's no shortage of material to learn. And so, I think there's a lot of rewarding opportunities to learn and develop as a person here.